Okay, welcome to the fire sale. I'm Julie, and these are the fire sale notes. Don't forget to read the fire sale notes. I'll read them for you. Fire sale notes. Not all the work will be burned, only the pieces with the prefix FS in the slideshow, and most of the ones priced $20 or less.
There's a certain anti-intellectualism to her work that, while not saying it's simple, it lacks pretension.
Some of her really large paintings are really chaotic, like this one. Well, this isn't that chaotic, actually, but...
Nothing on canvas will be burned, but may be thrown away.
Yesterday I watched a video on Jackson Pollock, and in some way I feel a kind of vibe in these paintings. It's not the same, I know that, but the creativity, the process, it's also the process of the artistic product, and not so much the result maybe of it.
It's a collage.
I really appreciate and love her, Julie's artwork. It's phenomenal. There's a power and emotion and whimsy as well.
It is actually quite common for artists to destroy work. It is a way of purging the old to make way for the new. Most artists, however, burn their work in private, perhaps in an effort to save themselves the embarrassment of allowing people to see their bad stuff. Perhaps they simply consider it a private affair.
I think it's really spontaneous, and it's energetic and authentic. It seems to come directly from her.
Well, with two people holding it.
Roll it up like a log.
A lot of her work to me is very uncomfortable. I mean, it's not necessarily like feel-good art, like let's relax and be happy now.
By having the fire sale, I am asking you to help me decide what is worth keeping and what is not. Work that I do not intend to burn or throw away has been greatly discounted. The best deals are on the larger pieces, as they are the most troublesome to store. So keep that in mind when making your purchases at the fire sale. Out with the old and with the new.
Uh-oh.
I was going to just start throwing stuff away, and then I thought, well, why don't I just try and sell it? Give one last ditch chance to sell it, and people are basically rescuing a lot of things today from the trash or the fire.
There is a lot of paintings here, so a lot of them are just stacked up in these huge piles, and you have to dig through the piles, roll back things on the top, move.
The same image is for sale on canvas, but since this is on all wrinkled paper, that will be burned. It's on really cheap paper, and that's an old print, so that will be burned. The rest that will be burned are all these ones. These ones marked FS. Where are they? Like this one, this one. Now they're hard to see, of course, because they're so small, but these are just the printouts. The actual pieces are really large. This one for sure will be burned. It's like a collage, and it's about 6 feet tall by 3 feet. This one would have been burned, but it got sold.
Well, like there is naturally occurring fires in the forest, and they have a good purpose. Like the little fires sometimes just kind of get rid of all the underbrush, so they let the bigger tree go stronger and bigger, or even the bad ones that just knock down everything. Sometimes they start a new growing process. There is some kind of trees that they come first and then make room for others. So it's like the clean piece of paper, the clean slates. It's creating the space for new different things to grow and to be born, I guess.
For me, it's part of my learning experience. A lot of them I don't really consider finished pieces so much as stepping stones. towards, just learning how to make shapes and use color.
You didn't say excuse me or I am sorry. I'm going to cut in pieces.
How about the idea of burning the stuff that isn't bought?
That I did not know about. That's news to me, so that would explain the title, Fire Sale. And I know some artists who will destroy their works after they've made them. Oh, there we go. That's the way.
Just the activity to create and destroy. Create and destroy, create and destroy. It's part of the purging, and to me, like, the act of creation is, half of creation is destruction. It's just like the flip side to the same coin.
New York, Seattle.
Well, I mean, seeing art burn is always a great thing to check out.
I don't like burning of art, but no art is burned, I think, as far as I can see. So
No, that's not true.
no, is it?
Supposedly, anything that's not toxic will be burned. I guess part of my feeling about that was one of compassion and sadness. I would like there to be a home for the art that doesn't get sold today, because I really feel that Julie's work should be proliferated.
Well, it sounds like it's something that typically happens, but it's slightly disturbing. The idea of, I guess it's a good thing that it transforms and she's able to let go. But I think for me it would be hard to let go of what I had done.
Well, actually, we hope she doesn't burn too much, because it's also great.
Well, from a marketing perspective, it's an interesting notion. And, I think that there's something good about clearing out and making room for something new.
Really, what should have happened is that a long time ago, everybody bought everything, and Julie would be rich, and everybody would live happily ever after. But
I appreciate what she wants. She wants to clear out and make room for a new creation. She's so prolific in what she does. But it saddened me. So I came here to make sure some things weren't burned.
And I have a secret box over there. So if all these ones that I supposedly want to burn get sold, I've got a box over there in the corner of stuff that I'm going to hold up in front of the fire and then burn.
Oh! Gonna lift off. Careful, lift off.
$1.50. Okay, you sure no one wants it? Sure no one wants it. Last chance.
But yes, she will burn some.
Oh, yeah. I was not informed about it, so I guess. I come from Europe, and there was some art burning going on, just I think before the Second World War. So that's the reason I'm always a bit concerned in seeing that. But I'm now satisfied with all the information I got, I think.
26. This one still has your signature on it. Quick. It's a triptych.
I think that it's hard to, you're trying to make things, and it's hard to throw them away. You get somewhat attached to it. But I think it's also bad to keep too much, because then you have too much stuff and don't have enough room for new stuff.
Where are we gonna put it?
In the fire.
That one piece called Fire that's got the airplanes and the buildings and the survivor figures jumping, and it's very, very prophetic to me. That one reminds me of September 11th so much that I insisted we put it out. I don't know if anyone wants to see anything more that would remind them of September 11th, but it's just, considering she made it 5 years ago, it's pretty interesting.
Well, when the World Trade Center bombings happened, I almost canceled the fire sale because it just felt like it was so insignificant. I felt like people aren't going to want to buy art. They're going to be too depressed. And I think this happened to a lot of people after the bombings or the crashes, whatever you want to call them. Everybody felt like their lives were so petty. All the little things that we worry about suddenly didn't seem very important because, when you're talking about life and death. And so I think at first, well, for me anyhow, at first I got kind of depressed for a week, but then I started to feel really happy because I'm not living in a state of war, and I feel like it's a great opportunity to, I have time, I have energy, I have money to work, and it's not like my city's being bombed, so.
There's a question about a price on a painting. Excuse me.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Oh, oh yeah! Yeah!
Now that somebody wants to buy it.
Just like that. It's kind of hard because when you're looking at your house, for me, my house is a place that I want to relax and unwind, and a lot of Julie's art is not that. So I'm sort of trying to strategize and really think, what will fit in.
I don't want to make work just to sell it either. So that only has something of an effect, what people will buy.
So after tomorrow, do you think that today and this purging is going to have an effect on what you do?
Yeah, I think so. I think it will have an effect because it's kind of like wiping the slate clean, and I'll know what I've learned from creating this past stuff, and I'm ready to move on to the next step. I'm working in a new style, slightly different, more evolved style now, and so I'm hoping to really plunge into that. I've been looking at these cave drawings and not copying them but responding to them, and I think that a lot of people responded to those images because it awakened something tribal within ourselves.
Doesn't want to go.
It's unfortunate there's so much of it piled up in her garage, but what can you do? keep painting, and keep hoping that you can find somewhere to show it, and people to buy it and take it home.
I think I was making big work in the hopes of getting my work into galleries or museums, sort of the megalomania attitude, and is that a word? Mm-hmm. And now I just see myself more as the people's artist. I like the idea of people having pieces in their homes rather than having to go to a museum or a gallery to see it, because it's more personal and you can live with it and it speaks to you every day.
What are you going to do with all that art?
I don't know.
Christmas presents.
Christmas wrapping.
Already caught.
I fell into a burning river.
Down, down,
Flames will fire. Burn, burn, burn. Ring of fire.